Hey guys, it's Kathy. How's everyone doing? I'm just hopping on today to do a quick little video on my Women on the Move flip journal. If you remember, I took a 2024 calendar and made it into this wonderful flip journal. Let's see, about 10 pages on each side. So I've got all kinds of room here. Let's see where we are now. Next page. And if you remember, on the right side, I decided to do those kind of uniform with this really cool digital background, and I used a die cut for a top and bottom border. So that kind of stays uniform on that side, and then I'll do some collaging on the other side. And I also did this fun little stitch stamp down the sides of both. So this is where we're at. So my Woman on the Move today is just going to be this gal, and just beautiful fallish type colors. She's out with her little parasol and her beautiful little twig type chair, which I love that. One of my aspirations in life is to make twig furniture. Does anybody out there do that? Oh man, that's another thing for my retirement. I wanted to show you when I do a project like this, I have these weird blue folders because I bought a pack of 30 of them for something that we were doing in this nursing home ministry I do, and I didn't know that they all said classroom connector on the bottom. So I had a whole bunch left over, and let me tell you, I like when I'm doing a project like this, I'll take the papers and color schemes that I'm using and I'll throw them in there and just kind of write on the top, this is my recycled calendar flip journal. So every time I go back to it, I kind of have like the same color scheme and papers that I may or may not use. And I just wanted to show you that because I thought that was kind of fun. So I might use a little bit of that today. Let's see, what else might I use today? I really love that blue. I might use a little bit of that. Yeah, I think that's probably good for now. But yeah, so those kind of folders do come in handy. I have a little label maker, so I have some other ones on my shelf that I have, like, you know, save these copies. These are portrait. We all have our own little organizing systems, but that kind of worked for me for some different things that I needed to use. I just wanted to show you that real quick. I think that I will work on the right side first because I have a couple fun techniques for the collage today that I was thinking about. And if you also remember, I made these frames from the calendar, leftover pieces from the calendar. So I've kind of been putting one of those behind my lady like that and just kind of making her the centerpiece. We also, in one of my videos, did gold foiling, and I did some of these flowers, and I was thinking I may or may not use one of these. They're pretty big in scale to her. Sometimes what I'll do is use them on the opposite page, so I'm just thinking about that. One or two of those, I'm not sure. And you know what I've done a few times that's so fun is you put them up behind the picture frame and kind of let them poke through there a little bit. Take her off a minute. Yeah, I mean, this project, I wanted it to be spontaneous, so I really haven't thought the whole thing through, just the lady that, so I was thinking maybe something like that. And what else do I want to put on this page? I have that big clock I want to incorporate, but I think that's going to go on the other page. Well, I think I might put a little bit of this down here. Let's see what this would look like. Just to get a little bit of different background going there. That's nice, isn't it? All right, I think I have enough to get started. So let's see. Now what I did last time, the way I did this is I glued down the bottom half that and kind of kept the top open. Actually this, we're gonna glue these. I'm trying to remember how I did it because it worked well. We glued these guys in, except for the top. I guess it's tricky because you want to sneak them up through that frame. That down. There we go. Something like that. Oh, then we got to do this other one. Wait a minute. Don't stick yet. Don't stick yet. Now we're good to go. Get the rest of that down. And the rest of this down. I know it seems kind of crazy, but I wanted to put those flowers halfway, so it's the only way I could figure out how to do it. There. So we've got that. That's really nice. I know I want to do a little bit of black stamping, but I don't know that any of it needs to be back here. So let's just go ahead and get her down. I've got to find some more women on the move. I'm running out. I'm going to find some fun ones. Let's get her. I like this. Yes, love it. I may put more on there, but for right now I'm going to leave it. I want to go to this side and do a couple fun things. So I did have this cool piece of ephemera. Price is reduced on suits and skirts. Look at her waist. I always love seeing that. It's just funny. Oh my gracious. Okay, I like that side. I'm just gonna tear some of that. Something like this. I have one of these collage strips I was just thinking of cutting. Oh, nice, right? Look at all those women, board of directors on the move. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Oh yeah. Thinking of something fun like this, but I see that I'm not quite covering up my page. So we want a little bit of gold splatter. My fave. Could put a tiny bit of this to tie that back in, which isn't a bad idea. I like that. All right, let's go ahead and glue these down a little bit because I really like this. And I'm going to try one of these things where you glue it down in place. All right, that's enough. Just kind of didn't want to forget my orientation. So let's go in and get this glued better. You know, sometimes it's amazing how quickly things come together, and other times you can sit here forever trying to figure it out, right? That's my experience anyway. So this is fun. So that's why I'm going to do 2 more pages. I mean, maybe one. I'm not sure I'll do 2, but we'll see what happens. All right, I think before I move on, I would like to stamp here just so I can feel like I'm not rushing and take my time, slow down a little, and do a little stamping. I got some new stamps this week that I'm excited about. The Sizzix. They're just fun, you know, 666704. Just some birds with some script and different things. But it was cool because it came with 3 little die cuts. Maybe I'll even do one of those birds. I didn't think of that, but let's see what we have here. All right, I'll put this right here. Beautiful. I'm going to put one right down here, actually. Well, what is this? Boy, that's a lot of words. Sometimes what I'll do, and always probably should do, is just stamp it. Let's see what you got. Oh, it's sing. Definition of sing. That's fun. Oh, I like that. All right, let's do that. And then maybe we'll do a bird on there, huh? Right here, I was thinking. Just put a little script right here. Yeah, I like that. All right, should we do a couple of birds and then maybe color them? I think we should. Let's take a piece of watercolor and see what we can do here. I'm going to stamp on the smooth side. I think I will use the black. The only thing when you use the Misty, you can restamp. Should I do this right, guys? It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Let me just do it right, for goodness sake. Oh, there's the other bird. Okay. This is fun because I'm playing with this new set. The nice thing is that everything is in arm's reach, so that makes it easy. All right, we have that little guy. We just need enough room to put our die cuts around them. And that little guy. And I'll make sure that I have enough room. That's, oh yeah, we should have plenty of room. So we'll do our little birds. What happened to his head? That one looks a little funny. I gotta just redo that because I don't really know what I'm looking at there. Yeah, let me redo that. That's better. Okay, we'll leave everything put, give it a little dry. I think I'm gonna just break out some watercolor pencils because of the colors I'm using. I think we'll try, this is cool, Wild Honey. Could do on this color. This is Fire Brick. Gosh, frayed burlap is my fave. Yeah, let's try frayed burlap. Little water down. Give it a little dip, a little paper towel. Just give them a little color. I'm just gonna do the whole thing. And then I can go back in with a little brush. That's probably plenty, actually. Oh, that's nice. And just kind of mix it a little. Perfect. Don't try to do this with an oxide. It has to be a permanent ink, right? I think I'm actually done with that one. Let's do our fire brick. Let's see if I can blot out a little bit right there. That's the nice thing about a water brush is sometimes if you get it nice and clean, you can go back in and just kind of, yeah. I think I can pretty much see. And then here too, I want to kind of lift that. That's better. Last, the Wild Honey. So these watercolor crayons are solid pigment. So basically just get it a little bit wet, add some color, and then you can kind of move it around with your little brush and some water. I love them. Very, very cute. I just add a little color in their feet. And then I think this branch I'm just going to do with a little bit of Wild Honey. Give this a little dry. And I'll just go back and stamp them to kind of bring back that nice crisp detail. Oh wow, how cute. Those are great. All right, let me get these die cut and I will be right back. Okay, here's the fun part. Popping those little guys out. They're great. Yep, I love this. All right, let's bring our little flip book back and see where we might want to put those. I did have one flower that I was thinking of maybe using on here, and I think it needs a little bit of a focal point. So let's see what we have. I had a couple different things in mind, and then maybe put some of my birds. If I use some of this clock, of course, it would only be part of it. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Let's cut this in half. Where's 12? Right there. 12 and 6. Okay. I thought what I would like to do is emboss that. I thought that would really be pretty and kind of break it up a little bit. So let's do that. And what I'm going to use is a stencil and some of this. So I've got my distress glaze that I'm going to use to hold it. And I've got, I think I'm actually going to go with frayed burlap. Because remember, the distress embossing is translucent, so you will see what's underneath. So that is not an issue. So what we're going to do simply is we're going to take a little bit of that glaze on here. It holds on to the embossing powder perfectly, and the image of the whatever you're stenciling is crisp and beautiful. Great. Put some of this on. Oh, I think that's going to be pretty. That's what I wanted. Yeah, see that? You can still see through it. And now while I have everything out, I was thinking, why not give our birds a nice little shine. So I am going to take my little embossing dabber and some clear, and I am going to give these guys a little bit of shine. Got everything right here. Someday I will do a little tour of my crafting area, which is very small, but I have to say, because of that, it's forced me to be very efficient and careful with things. I'm not saying it's always perfect, that's for sure. But because I don't have a ton of room, I like things to be, you know, within arm's reach when I can. And I don't know, it works. It works for me. And I really think that I don't know if I would want something much bigger than this. Got a beautiful desk, and I've got shelves, and I'll show you someday. Oh, guys, these are cute. Come on, check these out. See the shine? Aren't they great with all that detail and just a quick little coloring with that watercolor pencil? Love, love, love. Okay, so what I was thinking was putting this down. I kind of feel like I want something on that edge. Let's get that down first. I wanted to show you when you use this, which is great for embossing, it will come through to the other side. So if you're using it on one of your journal pages, make sure you're okay for that to come through. And if you're putting it in an area where you're going to put, you know, a pocket over it or some sort of a large thing, and that's okay. But just know that it does come through to the other side. Yeah, it just needed like a focal point on that page, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Ow. I am just going to go right down with this. That makes me happy. And then we have this, and then our little birdies. We're going to somehow, we don't have to use all three of them. Yeah, I think I want him to go behind. Let's put him on first. He's super cute. Well, as you guys can probably tell, I will not be doing 2 more pages. Oh, man. I didn't know I was going to be doing all this. Oh, but how fun, right? Just to having some fun, letting yourself just be spontaneous, crafting, just a little bit of fun. That's what these are great for that. And it's kind of nice. I have to say, it's kind of nice to have a little theme because you don't have to put so much thought into it. You know, Women on the Move is my theme. I used my new stamp set. I was wanting to, and I really like these birds a lot. They're making me happy, these birds. I just kind of want him down there by himself. And then I'm wondering if this guy should go over here somewhere. I just like him up in the corner like that. Let's see, do we need anything else? Kind of feel like right here I would like some sort of a label. I don't know, just playing. Let me see what I could stamp on here. Okay, I think I might do some aged mahogany on there. Well, what do we think? I mean, I think it made it brighter. Oh, I like that there. Yeah, I do. Should we do some white splatter? And I think we should. How about if we do gold this time? I think that might be nice. I'm going to use my splatter box. I like mixing these two. This is Deco Art 24 karat gold, and that's just gold and bronze, iridescent bronze. And for some reason, I like the color when you mix the two of those. And I have a gold thumb now. Look at my thumb. Not nice. Gold thumb. Really don't want a gold splotch there or here. These gals down there, I think it's okay if they get a little. Oh, look at the big one. That would have been right in the middle of her face. Ooh. All right, let's let that dry, and I shall be back in a few minutes. Okay, the gold is dry. I want to do one last thing. I haven't used this for a while, but this is one of the quill pens, and I've got some Liquidex acrylic ink in yellow oxide, and I just want to do a little mark making down this strip. So I thought that this might be fun. I haven't done this, as I said, in a long time. It really is a nice medium to work in if you want to do a little doodling. So just simply dip it in your ink, and I'm just going to go down and just kind of make like little droplet type shapes, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to outline those. There's a little bit too much there, so you know they don't need to be perfect because you're going to outline these, and it's just kind of like a little painterly type exercise here. Let's take some of that from up there and move that down. So I think, let me see if I can adjust that a little bit. There's a little something in the tip. That looks good. I like it. So I'm going to give that a little minute to dry. I'm going to use my heating tool. Let me clean my little quill over here. So there's different size tips, and they hold different amounts of ink and have different lines. Maybe I'll play with these a little bit more. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a little bit more of that with just some doodling and mark making. I just think it really adds a lot to a project. All right, so I'm going to use a 0.2 pigment liner, and I'm just going to go around these and just make like a little loose loop like that. Just like a little chain. There. Just fun. It's just a little fun detail. See? Just to kind of give that a little more special look. And that's it, guys. Thank you for being here. I hope you've enjoyed this. I might work on this like every 2 to 3 weeks, something like that. But let me know if you like this flip journal. I hope it's not too similar, the pages. And I'm having fun, and just let me know what you guys think. Anyway, thanks for being here. Love you. Bye.